Virtual reality is also referred to as cyberspace, artificial reality, augmented reality, and telepresence. In the 1950s, the idea for virtual reality was born. The idea was that people could watch things on a screen that never ends. However, the technology was not yet advanced enough to develop a virtual reality system. In the 1960s, a computer scientist named Ivan Sutherland envisioned what he called the ultimate display. Hypothetically, a person could look into a virtual world that would appear as real as the physical world the user lived in. The system would include both a computer that would maintain a world model in real time and the ability for the users to manipulate virtual objects. In the late 80s and early 90s, a system was developed. However, only true believers could immerse themselves in the alternate reality. The difference between the poor graphics and reality were too large for the average user. In 2011, Palmer Luckey developed a headset called the Oculus Rift. The set featured just basic graphics, but the experience was surprisingly lifelike. In March of 2014, Facebook announced their intention to buy the Oculus virtual reality system for $2 billion. The Oculus is set to release a commercial version in late 2015. However, in the meantime, Google introduced a cardboard DIY virtual reality headset kit for just $20. While virtual environments are very new to the public, they have been used for training programs for the military, the space program, and even medical students for many years. Military training programs include everything from vehicle simulations to squad combat. Medical students can use virtual environments to train in everything from surgical procedures to diagnosing a patient. Virtual reality is by definition using computer technology to create 3D simulated world that a user can manipulate and explore while truly feeling they are part of it. The vision of what a VR system should be varies from person to person. However, they should all include some basic concepts. All VR systems need to have a way to display images to their users. Some systems use HMDs, or headsets that contain two monitors, one for each eye. These dual images create a stereoscopic effect, giving the illusion of depth. The cave system projects images onto the walls, floors, and ceilings of a little room. Immersion is vital to the success of VR systems. Users must feel that they are part of their virtual reality. User input can be inserted into the virtual reality by the use of controllers with just 2 or 3 buttons, or electronic gloves. The electronic gloves are just ordinary gloves with sensors wired to the outside to detect hand and finger motions. One way to do this is to use fiber optic cables stretched the length of each finger. Each cable would have little cuts in it so that as the user flexes their fingers back and forth, light escapes. A photocell at the end of the cable measures how much light it reaches it, and the computer uses this to figure out exactly what the user's fingers are doing. In addition to the gloves and controllers, VR systems use voice recognition software. Scientists are also working on a biosensors for VR use. Biosensors detect and interpret muscle movement. The sensors can be directly attached to the skin or made into a suit. The major disadvantage to the suit is that it has to be customized to each individual. Interactivity is just as vital as immersion. Interactivity depends on many factors. 3 of the main factors are speed, range, and mapping. Navigation within virtual environment is just one kind of interactivity, which uses all 3 of the main factors. Interactivity should include the ability to modify the environment. It should respond to the user's actions in a way that makes sense to the user.